There's mixed response in Iran over the country's newly appointed supreme leader. We know thousands have taken to the streets to celebrate Mojtaba Khamenei's ascension, following in his father's footsteps, while others, including the Trump administration, had hoped for regime change. Let's bring Graeme Wood. He is a staff writer at The Atlantic. Graeme, you write that some have suggested that Mojtaba might be a modernizing autocrat ready to consolidate power brutally but institute much-needed reform. That is pure fantasy. In what way is that pure fantasy? In what way is Mojtaba Khamenei more violent and ideological than his father?
Mojtaba Khamenei has been, he literally grew up in the office of his father as supreme leader. So if there was any sign that he, with his growing power over the last 2 decades, wanted to change things fundamentally in the way that protesters in Iran have tried, then we might have seen it by now. Instead, what we've seen is that he's grown in power and he has been extending the reach of the office of the supreme leader into the security services, into every other part of the government, in order to create something that's just a stronger version of the kind of theocratic authoritarianism that his father was known for.
You write prior to Mojtaba being chosen that the war has already changed or at least accelerated the dynamics of the clergy. What do you mean by that?
Well, the clergy in Iran, they've nominally been in charge since the Islamic Revolution of 1979. But that whole project has, in an ideological way, really run out of steam. There's a lot of clergy who have watched the Islamic Revolution kind of spend the credit that it had, with a lot of people who were excited about having their country run by mullahs. And at this point, they've got a guy in charge who they're calling Ayatollah, who doesn't have any of the usual scholarly credential of that title means, and who's running it as almost really a secular autocrat. So that leaves a lot of space for the actual jurists out there, the Shiite jurists, who are trying to figure out what they mean. Like, this is a position that has historically been a source of great intellectual excitement and renewal, and it's a time when a younger generation might be able to assert itself and create new meaning out of those positions.
What possible objectives does Mojtaba Khamenei have as new supreme leader? Do you think he's in hiding, and can he rule in hiding?
If I were him, I would certainly be deep in hiding. I mean, he hasn't been seen at all, of course, since his appointment. And actually, he wasn't seen very much even before his appointment. He's not a famous public figure. The Israelis have said very clearly that whoever was going to be appointed would be on their hit list. And I can pretty much guarantee that if he ever sees the sky anytime soon, then the Israelis will be trying to hit him.
Graeme Wood, thank you.